This video contains really bad acting. If you can't handle it, that sucks. Yeah, here we go. What's up, you guys? OperationGamer here, and welcome to the first episode of Real Life Minecraft. So basically how this is gonna go down is we're gonna do...
Justin, have you done your homework?
Yeah. What's up, you guys? OperationGamer here, and welcome to my very first POV video. It's also my history project, which is kind of sad, actually. So, this is actually going to be my history project. Yes, I think people will see it in my class. This is very awkward for me. So, anyway, the topic that I'm going to be covering is terrorism. The definition of terrorism: the use of violence and imitation in the pursuit of political arms. So terrorism has been a huge global issue for as long as we know. I mean, you have terrorist groups like ISIS, Al-Qaeda. Anyway, but let me share with you a couple examples. First of all, is going to be a very famous one that we relive, that we go through every single year. 9/11. On September 11th, 2001, Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 airlines that carried out suicide attacks against targets in the United States. 2 planes hit the World Trade Center towers in New York, another plane hit the Pentagon, and another plane hit a field in Pennsylvania. That 4th plane was actually headed for the White House, but over 3,000 people were killed during these attacks. This is one of the biggest acts of terrorism in the U.S. Yeah, but you know what? As Americans, we will not let one act of terrorism get us down. We will keep fighting for our freedom and our right to live. Another example of terrorism lies within a very, very sunny place. Yay! Oklahoma. What? You don't like Oklahoma? I will disown you! Let's get to it. The Oklahoma City bombing. On April 19th, 1995, at 9:02 a.m., a rental truck packed with explosive detonated in front of the 9-story Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in downtown Oklahoma City. 168 people died, including 19 children at the building's daycare center. 650 people were injured. Also, 300 buildings were destroyed or damaged. Timothy McVeigh, a former U.S. soldier, was responsible for these deaths and sentenced to death. Most of his motivation actually came from a distrust in the government. People get paranoid like this all the time, but you know what? It's part of what drives terrorism. My next example will make you stop wanting to use the post office forever. The Unabomber. A Harvard student named Ted Kaczynski was furious by the evils of society and anger he had ever felt ever since middle school. It was Harvard that he began to develop these ideas into his anti-technology ideology of a revolution. He dreamed of revenge and, to be honest, had a really sick mind. On May 26, 1978, his first bomb went off, injuring a Northwestern University public safety officer. The attacks continued until April 24th, 1995. He would send packages with bombs inside and led on many attacks, until he was caught by his brother, David, recognizing his handwriting in the letters he left, but soon was sentenced to death. This is why I take extreme precautionary measures to open packages. Thanks. Sorry. He never liked me in high school. Ugh. You know what? I don't like the script. Why don't we get to some otherworldly acts of terrorism? My last example has something to do that has been affecting Americans. Anyway, let's show the example of the Boston Marathon bombing. On April 15, 2013, 2 bombs went off near the finish line of the Boston Marathon, killing 3 spectators and wounding 260 other people. 4 days later, after an intense manhunt that shut down the Boston area, police captured one of the bombing suspects, a 19-year-old Dishakar something, whose older brother and a fellow suspect, 26-year-old Tamerlan something, died of a following shootout of the law. All these 4 examples that I have shown you here today all have to do with terrorism. Basically, to sum up what I've learned about terrorism is that it affects everyone. Bombing, every hostages, and pretty much anything that uses violence on political arms. If they're just driven, you know, by hatred and paranoia and stuff like that. I don't know why I'm still holding up fingers, but you know what I mean. But terrorism is horrible, and it's increasing lately, especially with the terrorist group ISIS that we're fighting in Iraq, and just random acts of terrorism just showing up all over the U.S. But I guess to conclude, to just say what I've learned, it's been expanding and it's been increasing. And if we don't do something about it, it could really, really hurt someone or something. Anyway, to conclude this, I want to thank my world history teacher. I want to thank all the students who allowed me to do this, and I actually enjoyed doing this project. And like these kind of videos, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do what you guys do on that YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at OperationGamer1, and be sure, if you guys want more of these, just let me know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and bye. See you guys next time.